Shucks. Hello, welcome to the show, everybody. Here we go.
Yeah, this is real dead rough, so man, you know. Yeah, with a remix, y'all ain't like the first version. So, I put a concert together. You can't follow around.
Hey, yeah, the song I want.
Alrighty, everybody. Minister Brother Derek here. I just want to do this real quick. It's 4:39. Let's go ahead and get it. Stop looking, listen. Just stop listening. It's a new day. Let's go. It's now able to come on. We're calling you up. You're never alone. If you believe me, it don't need that we. Want to watch all you thinking up that gun. If you're still in the exit, you're fit. Why don't you eat that alcoholic drink? Because it doesn't tell you. I'm here to teach, and it's you. I'm trying to read through this song that I composed. You won't be if you follow me. You still love my sinners, and you also your grace for free. I'm not worthy, but you still search me out of the way for free. Relationship with God. This is the only way in the name of Jesus. I always pray and I wait myself as a my soul in the hand of the sea. But baby, now is one place I want to see. If I'm in days, that's how you wait. I'll be ready. Or I'm going to say that. That's how you wait. I'm ready to go in there. I'm real. And that's what I did. It's really hard to be a Christian in 2020. Yes, it is. Everybody seems to have a double stamp on it. And we don't get no respect.
What happened? What happened?
We are considered weak. We are considered soft. We are considered dumb. But yet these people have no morals. And these people in the world is going to. We get no credit. So this is for those who are every day I dance before the Lord. So I stay connected to Jesus like an extension cord. I walk around Christ as long as my name is in the book of life. Let my light shine. Let it broadcast worldwide. I let Jesus be my God. And if he lets me live another day, I'll continue to come to the people and say, stop being selfish, stop living, stop God, and start living. I rule with the Lord who is in control. Heaven is my goal, this earth is a first level. I help myself to make it with the devil. He's a liar, he's a fraud, he's a liar, he's a thief. Be away from my God. The most people I come up is righteous, but I'm tempted out my chest. Do a few of the things that God can't stand firm on. Every day, I've been reformed, I've been hit with many opportunities. I cannot remain in unity with the Holy Father.
Sometimes I wonder, is it worth the bother?
But it feels like I'm missing out. Most other people that I meet who lie, feeling cheap, seem content, while Christians like me, all kind of struggling. It should be the other way around. I'm not complaining, but I can use out someone who's living it up, to give it up. When they're posting high, doing right is a headache. There's got to be a better approach today. You know, a little rap between Jesus and Satan. I know who to follow. See, I'm not debating for what I'm waiting for. Satan's winning the battle. God is winning the war. Every day I dance before the Lord, so I take the next to Jesus like an extension cord. I walk along the stripe as long as my name is in the book of life. Let it worldwide. I let Jesus be my guide, and if he lets me live another day, I'll continue to come to the people and say, stop being selfish, stop sinning, come to God and start playing. I roll with the Lord who is in control. He's in heaven is my goal, this earth is the first level. I help myself make it here for the devil. He's a liar, he's a fraud, his desire is to keep me away from my God. There's a struggle every day to stay on course. I'm behind the enemy line, so I use the word of God as my source, my resource. Becoming immune to the negativity that surrounds me. The devil has a bounty on my head. Sometimes I regret coming outdoors. I feel like I've been wrecked before. But it's okay, the devil can play his mind game, but he can't hurt me where it counts. That's spiritually. He tries to distract me physically, financially. I turn my back to thee. It's not easy. It's in man, niggas to be greedy. So I always want what we can't have. A material is nothing to me. Hey, don't make me laugh. Some people go to bed, what's the difference? It's all show. Because both of these men will take me where I got to go. But if I cheat or steal, then I lose my protection. For a house for election. To be under the direction of a sick demon. Who is the owner of my soul? No thanks. I roll with the Lord who is in control. Every day I dance before the Lord, so I stay at the extension cord. I'm all the stripe of all the name of the book of life. Let my light shine, let it broadcast worldwide. I let Jesus be my guide, and let me live another day. I'm ready to come to the people and say, stop being selfish, stop sinning. Come to God and start winning. Minister Brother Derek. Welcome to the Minister Brother Derek show. And I am Minister Brother Derek. I just want to say that I love Jesus. And that's the title of this song. We'll follow you wherever you lead us. I love you, Jesus. Let the devil deceive us. I love you, Jesus. Hey, people say to keep it real. But here's the deal. If you're not saved, you're missing out. If you're not born again, your future is in doubt. I love you, Jesus. It was what you used to have. Your flesh will rot, but your life will not. You know your soul will go on forever, so you better realize. I'm a pain, I'm a flame that never goes out. The pits of hell, where the heat swells up, there's no relief. And someone in the background singing, burn, baby, burn. This isn't normal. Burn, baby, burn. Don't know what baby, burn. If you come back and find you back, see, no one knows the time of day. But if you follow the word, it won't matter anyway. Because you have to know what what you gonna get? Kill me? Make me a martyr? Give me a head start? Put me on the fast track? So keep me. keep on saying God, but this one after when the dick is up. And I just want to say, I love you, Jesus. Follow you wherever you lead us.
I love you, Jesus.
I love you, Jesus. Don't let that devil deceive us.
I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus. I love you, Jesus.
Christmas is going on so many, but we spend our time fulfilling the desire.
I love you, Jesus.
But we ask for blessings that we don't deserve. And you wonder why our prayers are not heard. In church, you put down those
I love you, Jesus.
drive the fancy car. You feel like a slum. When you enter the bars and clubs, deep down, this fruit isn't for God. Listen to a darn thing you say. I love you, Jesus.
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 Let the Holy Spirit lead us. And one more time. All right, y'all, let's get it. Let's get to the Bible study. The minister, Brother Derek Show. Let's get it.
Hey, let's get it.
Show.
I said let's
Coming
get
in
it.
action with a remix. I know this is something you can get.
Pause the wrong thing. Hold on. All right, y'all. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I know I hit the X button twice. There we go. Minimize that. All right, y'all. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. No jokes. I wash my sheets every other day. And one's hanging on the bathroom door and one's hanging on the bedroom door. You got your jokes, keep them to yourself. I wash my sheets every other day. Good hygiene. Don't like it, I don't know what to tell you. But welcome to the show. I know we on late. We on late because we had back-to-back appointments. Back-to-back. And we went to the market after this appointment. And I was tired. But just because I'm tired, hey, God tired, Jesus tired, but the sun still rise, it still rain every day. So ain't no excuse not to be here. Time is not an excuse. Y'all know that we've been studying the gospel of Matthew. And I believe we did 16 and 17 last Wednesday. So I believe we're at 18 if I'm correct. So we're going to go through and see what message Jesus had for us. And we're going to examine and break down his words so that we all understand what he means. He speaks a lot of parables. And those parables was to confuse the Romans and the pagans, the Babylonians, the Philistines, because they would read it and not understand. And a lot of people read it and don't understand. And that's why we have teachers. A teacher is no better than the student. The student is no better than the teacher. But a teacher is supposed to be able to make the student understand. That's what the difference is. Some people understand. Some people are confused. A teacher's job, a minister's job, is to get rid of the confusion and break it down and make it plain and simple so that everyday people understand. Because a lot of people quote scripture and don't know what the heck they're talking about. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. There's a lot of people, they tell you something and then you go look and you say, hey, that's not what it said. But they took it to fit the agenda of what they were trying to say. I don't do that. We take the word and we break it down as intended. And we put it in the simplest of ways so that everybody can understand. A lot of times people say stuff, they don't know what they mean. Every day when our kids go to school, the teachers make them sing the national anthem. A 5-year-old does not know what indivisible is, but we make them say it. Just because you say it don't mean you know what it is. So if you want teaching really broke down so that you understand, this is the place to come. Every Tuesday and Saturday. We do religion every Tuesday and Saturday. And we don't just do religion. We do news, politics, personal opinions, mobile bike rides. We do a lot on this channel. And I hope that y'all appreciate what we do. So make sure y'all sub, make sure y'all like, and make sure y'all share the video with people who might not know we exist, because they're missing out. So without further ado, let me open up another window here, and we're going to get started because we're late. I know we're late, but it ain't no excuse. Now see, this is what I was afraid of. It's not here. Why is it not here? That's the one thing about using this Bravo. Sometimes Billy Graham. We haven't used a Billy Graham in the longest time. All right. The good thing is we ain't going to worry about it. All we got to do is put in Gospel of Matthew. I don't know why Bravo doesn't save to the bookmarks. I told y'all Google do what they want to do. Gospel of Matthew 18. I believe we're on 18. All right, let's get it. Can y'all see it on your screen? We doing a Bible study. Well, nobody don't want to show up for the Bible study, huh? Okay. Let's get started. Because, see, we could have took the day off. Because I already gave y'all a show. But we don't rock like that. We could have took the night off. But it's Wednesday. Because of the 2 back-to-back appointments, I didn't even realize it. And keep in mind, one appointment was for 2 a.m. The other one was for 2:45 p.m. So not only did we have 2 back-to-back appointments, I had to get up at different times. So I'm grateful that we got them done. And we don't have no more to the first when we go see the dentist. I'm also grateful that thanks to a member, we also have a new TV coming. To the 2 people that bought e-bikes, thank you. And to the person that helped us the rest of the way, thank you also. Now let's get to our topic today. This is Matthew 18, the Gospel of Matthew 18. And we're going to look at Jesus. That's what we've been doing. Going right to his word. Not going to man's word, because man takes his word and does what he want to do with it. We're going directly to the source in order to have a better understanding of Jesus Christ. Let's spend some time listening to his words and let's study how he relates to the people he encounters. Because in order to be a true Christian, you must try your best to follow in the footsteps of Jesus. He came down here to show us how to live. Some people don't believe that Jesus is God. Jesus is God's first creation, and he created him out of himself. And Jesus' job is to be the worker. God says Jesus does. The same way you might have a boss. The boss tell you what to do, you do it. Any chance that he got, Jesus showed that God was the boss. He is the master. In order for us to be acceptable to God, Jesus lowered himself and allowed himself to be made into a human being. That's how much God wants us to come to him. That's how much he loves us. But we take advantage of that love. We take advantage of it. Because we do what we want to do. And the things that we want to do are withdraw him, withdraw us away from God, away from him. It draws us away. We want to go to the club. We want to go party. We want to have premarital sex. We want to do all the things that God doesn't like. How can you say you're a child of God when everything you do, God doesn't like? How can you say it? People say it every day. I'm a child of God. You are? When I look at your behavior, when I see how you deal with other people, I don't see God. I don't see Jesus in you. When I look into your eyes, I don't see a glow. I don't see the glow of your spirit busting to come out and help people and teach people. When I see you, I see somebody that's self-absorbed, that's never happy, that's never satisfied, that's always complaining. When we watch the mobile lives back, it's frustrating. It's frustrating for me to watch myself. Because for some reason, everything seems to go wrong on our mobile lives. It's a lot of work. And it gets frustrating. Because y'all don't see what goes on before I leave the house. You don't see the hours that I spend as I transfer everything from one bike to another. One day, Marsha's going to have her own and Bessie's going to have her own. But the work it takes to transfer all the lights and the mounts and the locks and the pangy bags, we have to transfer everything over. Then we have to charge up all the lights. It takes, to be honest with you, I'm thinking about going to the market tomorrow. I've already got the bike charging. Depending on what time I go, if I got to charge the lights, that's going to take about 5 hours. It's going to take about 3.5 to 5 hours to charge the bike up, but it got its own plug. We got 2 USB plugs, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4 lights. Then we got the 2 power banks to charge up. Then we got the 2 lights on the backpack top pannier bag. We got the rear tail light, and I'm going to have to untie it and take it off Bessie and retie it on Marsha. Then we got to take 2 of the locks off of Bessie and put them on Marsha. Luckily, she has her own U-boat. She has her own U-boat lock. Both bikes have their own U-boat locks, so we don't have to worry about that. And we had to take all the wires off and untangle them. We got to take the lights off and re-put them on Marsha. Then we got to run the cables and run those cables so that we can have power for all the devices. Because we got 2 cell phones, a camera. We got 2 cell phones, a camera, and tomorrow we're taking the Samsung out. So the Samsung is going to be the main camera, and it's going to, here it is right here. Y'all can see it in the camera, in the picture. We're taking the Samsung out tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have a nice 360 live, and hopefully it won't cut. I would like to switch the SIM cards and have the Pixel 3 and see if the Pixel 3 handles the data better. But Samsung only made their cameras work with Samsung devices. Then later, they made them work with iPhone devices. So it won't work with the Pixel. And that's really disheartening. But it won't work with the Pixel. So we're going to keep using the S8. And we'll have to see how it goes. I might do an experiment one day and see if I switch the 2 SIM cards, could I use the, what's the word I'm looking for? Could I use the Wi-Fi hotspot and put the SIM card in the Pixel, put it on the hotspot, and run the Samsung through the hotspot? But the hotspot has a limit of 5 gigabyte. So I don't know. Anyway, let's get to the topic. We're doing Bible study. I know it's late, so I'm gonna go through it as fast as possible. This is Matthew 18. It's titled, "The Greatest in the Kingdom of Heaven." Now, before we even start, the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. See, this is what man does. Man always want to know who's the best, who's number one, who's the numero uno, who's in charge, who's the best, because we competitive. We like to know who the best is so we can emulate them and hopefully one day replace them. Keep that in mind as we go through this story. At the time, the disciples came to Jesus and asked, "Who then is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" My answer to that question would be, are you even going to make it to heaven? You worrying about who then is the greatest? Y'all 12 are going amongst yourselves and talking about, I'm better than you, you better than me. Fact of the matter is, none of you are worthy. It's only through me that you're worthy. So none of you are the greatest. Should be the answer. None of you are the greatest. All of you fall short of the glory of God. All of you. All 12 of you. And anybody that come to me, you all fall short. You still got sin in you. While you're around me, you're not letting me see it. But when you're out of my sight, you think nobody looking. Whoever can resist the temptations, whoever can stay in line, that's going to be who's considered the greatest. Let's see what Jesus answered. Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Jesus said he called the little child to him and placed the child among them. And he said, truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. What did Jesus say? Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. What does Jesus mean, become like little children? Well, little children don't know much. Good little children do what you tell them and don't question it. Right? I always tell y'all, if you want to walk with Jesus, you got to forget everything you know. Everything you've learned, you got to forget it. You got to leave it behind, all your old habits. You might have to leave behind family members. You might have to leave behind your best friends. He says, become like little children. I say, you have to abandon what you know and give control up. That's basically what's going on here. This is what's going on here. Can you let Jesus in and have his way with you? Or will you continue to fight him? Well, I'm still going to do what I'm going to do, but I'll be good on Wednesdays and Sundays. It don't work that way. Study Jesus's actions while he walked on the earth, and you have to try to imitate them. Nobody other than Jesus and Adam fell. So Jesus is the only perfect being that ever walked this earth. So shouldn't you imitate the only perfect person? Let's continue. Truly I tell you, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And whoever welcomes such child in my name welcomes me. Well, let's break this down. Whoever takes the lowly position of this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. We keep forgetting that Jesus Christ went from being at the right hand of God. We keep forgetting that Jesus Christ, through God, created everything. Keep that in mind. He created everything. God says Jesus does. You can go to the Gospel of John 1 and it'll tell you that. So with the power and the command and with God overseeing, Jesus created our bodies. Jesus breathed. The breath that God breathed into him, he breathed it into Adam. Jesus humbled himself, came down here, lived as a human being, showed us how to live, then went and died for us, accepted all our sins. So if you wanted to say who beside God is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven, it's Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ took the lowly position. Notice he said, whoever takes the lowly position. Jesus Christ took a lowly position and allowed human beings that he created with his own hands to kill him. How lower than that do you go? He allowed human beings to whip him, the stick a crown of thorns in his skull, make him drag across till he couldn't carry it no more. If that's not low, what is? Jesus don't just tell you. He came down here and showed you. Whoever takes the lowly position, human beings look down on people that take the low position. And if you do that, you're not walking with Jesus. He doesn't know you. He knows of you, but he don't know you. If you see something wrong and you got the power to fix it, and you say, I don't feel like being bothered, you're saying, I don't feel like humbling myself to go help. You see somebody in need and you can help them and you don't. You won't humble yourself to help that person. You see somebody getting beat up, and instead of calling 911 or going in and trying to break the fight up, you pull out your phone and go, World Star, World Star. You're not humbling yourself. You're not doing what Jesus would have done. How do you think you're getting in heaven? How do you think you're not going in that furnace of fire? Whoever takes the lowly position, whoever takes the lowly position, and whoever welcomes somebody, hey Nia, whoever welcomes somebody who takes the lowly position welcomes Jesus. If you don't feel like doing something and you look around and nobody else feels like doing it either, if you volunteer, you're humbling yourself. And if somebody sees you volunteering, no matter what it is, if they welcome you and come help you or give you something to help you help somebody else, Jesus says that you're welcoming him because that's something that he would do. Whether you are the person that humbled yourself or whether you help the person who humbled himself. If you just stand by and say, I ain't getting involved in that mess or whatever, you're not welcoming Jesus. You're denying him. And it goes in your book of life. Anybody have any questions before we move on to the next chapter on who the greatest is? The greatest person is the person who humbles of himself, who gives of his time, even if it's costing him more than he can give. I didn't say money, I said time. A lot of the times, people need someone to listen to. The person might be a bum. The person might be a drug addict. They just might need somebody to listen to them. If you see him and, hey, I ain't going to help that dirty, stinking bum. You're not willing to humble yourself. Causing to stumble. If anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it will be better off for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and be drowned in the depths of the sea. Whoa. Wait a minute. If anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble. What is Jesus saying here? See, it's a message. It's a message here. If there's somebody that's on the right path, because normally most children are directed by the people around them. If you direct them to follow the word, direct them to stick to the 10 commandments, correct them to be humble and be the first to volunteer, be the first to give, you're doing all right. But if you influence them to do things that you know are not a help to anybody, whether it's drug dealing, whether it's assaulting people, whether it's bullying, whether it's molesting or raping, any of the things that you know God can't stand, coveting things, coveting people, if you influence any of these children, any children, it's better for you to have a big stone around your neck and be thrown to drown in the sea. Jesus continues, woe to the world because of the things that cause people to stumble. Such things must come, but woe to the person through who they come, through whom they come. Wait a minute. Woe to the world because of the things that cause people to stumble. What does it mean to stumble? Well, I'll use the drug addict again. If you're the drug addict and you're clean for a while, and then you get around your old buddies, and before you know it, you're getting high again. You're getting high again. Your buddies caused you to stumble. They helped you. They made it easy for you to stumble. If you take a child who got bullied in school to pick up something and go bust that bully in the back of his head, and he gets locked up for 5 years, you've helped that child to stumble while he's in the juvenile jail. The other juveniles who are hardcore make him hardcore. They're causing him to stumble even further away from God and Jesus. Woe to them. Because see, these things will happen. But woe to the person through whom they come. I just explained that. Woe to you. If you influence somebody to go do damage to somebody else, woe to you. You going straight in the pit. You going to the death cell. Woe to you. If you sick anybody on anybody else. Woe to the person through whom they come. Your selfish desires, your jealousy, your anger. You listening to the voice in your head. Woe to the person through whom these things come. They come from your selfish desire. They come from the devil giving you messages in your head. If you listen to them messages and you use them to affect other people, woe to you. You better enjoy every bit of time you got down here, because the minute you close your eyes, that's when it's going to get rough for you. And Jesus is telling you, if your hand or your foot or your penis or your vagina causes you to stumble, your stomach, your body asking for a drug, if it causes you to stumble, whatever it is, you better off to cut it off and throw it away. What did Jesus say? Cut it off and throw it away. It's better for you to enter life maimed or crippled than to have 2 hands or 2 feet to be thrown into the eternal fire. If you got the desire to beat people up, it's better to cut your hands off. It's better to enter. You'll be given a new body anyway. It's better to enter heaven maimed or crippled than to have 2 hands or 2 feet and be thrown into where? The eternal lake of fire. This is from Jesus' mouth himself. If your hand or foot causes you to stumble, and they saying hand and foot for a reason. If you hit somebody, if you kick somebody, if you push somebody to go beat somebody up, if you go write a decree to have somebody killed, it's better to cut that hand off. Better to cut that foot off before it takes you to a place you shouldn't go and enter heaven with no feet or no arms, than to be thrown into the eternal lake of fire, which means the second death. That means the end. Your spirit won't live continuously. You won't be given a new body. You won't get to drink from the lake of life and not have no pain anymore, no suffering anymore, no diabetes, no heart trouble, no cancer, no anything. It's better to enter heaven crippled than it is to go into the eternal lake of fire. He continues, and if your eyes causes you to stumble, that means if your eyes see a car you want and you got to go do bad things to get it, if it see a person you want and you got to kill that person's wife or husband, if you see some land you want and you go cheat the people out of it, if your eyes cause you to stumble, it's better to gouge it out and throw it away. It's better for you to enter. They have life here. I'm going to replace it with paradise, replace it with heaven. It's better for you to enter that with one eye than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into the fire of hell. Jesus is telling you that Right here, he's telling you. Don't care what your pastor say. Don't care what your reverend say. Don't care what your priest say. Don't care what your imam say. This is right here in black and white. Jesus said out of his own mouth, if something keeps causing you to stumble, it's better for you to cut it off so that you can enter into the next level. You can go to the next round. You can continue on like you on American Idol. You can get to the next round. But if you allow these desires, these things, they're going to lead you right into the eternal fire, the second death, the furnace of fire, whatever you want to call it. It's coming out of his own mouth. You can deny it all you want. It's right here. He's telling you. Be thrown into the eternal fire of hell. All right. Continue on in Matthew 18. The parable of the wandering sheep. Jesus says, see that you do not despise one of these little ones. For I tell you that the angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. See that you do not despise one of these little ones. For I tell you that the angels in heaven always see the face of my Father in heaven. Jesus is continuing. See that you do not take the children and direct them away from what God likes. And try to get them to do things that you know that God can't stand. You know when you're telling somebody wrong, but you do it anyway. You know it's going to affect their life, but you do it anyway. You know it. For a woman on drugs to tell somebody that they can molest their child so they can get some drug money, and doing that to your child, you're separating them from God. Not only are they a victim of some dirty, stinking, perverted man, you're making them break one of God's laws. So the parent, the molester, they are condemned. And I tell you, the Father doesn't look down to sinful people, but the angels of these children see God face to face and tell him what's going on. So no, you're not going to get away with it. Even if you're in a cave somewhere, you're not going to get away with it. See, a lot of people say, well, if God said he don't look at us, he can't stand to see us sinning. Well, he didn't see me do this. Well, the angels are the people who you hurting. They see it. And they rat you out, pretty much. Double rat you out too. As we done in Job. So you don't get away with it. Jesus continues, what do you think if a man owns 100 sheep and one of them wanders away? Will he not leave the 91 on the hills and go look for that one that wandered off? And if he finds it, truly I tell you, he is happier about that one sheep than the 99 that did not wander off. In the same way, your Father in heaven is not willing that any of these little ones should perish. Jesus makes another point. How many times have you had 5 $20 bills, and you ready to go spend them, and you can't find one. You tear the house up trying to retrace your stuff, trying to figure out where could you have left that money in. God feels the same way about each and one of you. Each one of you. And if one of you leads somebody to stumble, if one of you leads one of these to stumble, you're going to face the punishment. A lot of people trying to influence people to do things they know is wrong. You're going to pay for it. You're not going to get away with it. This is what Jesus is saying. Dealing with sin in the church. If your brother or sister sins, go back and point out their fault just between the two of you. If they listen to you, you have won them over. But if they will not listen, take one or two others along, so that every matter be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. If they still refuse to listen, tell it to the church. And if they refuse to listen even to the church, treat them as you would a pagan or tax collector. Let me read this again. If your brother or sister sins, go out and point out their fault. He didn't say to go call them names. He didn't say to say anything personal. He didn't say call them cheater, call them liar, call them a thief. He said just point out what they did wrong. Just between the two of you. If they listen to you, you have won them over. If they listen to you, they're going to go and correct what they did. If they will not listen, take one or two others along, so that every matter be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. So he's saying, number one, pull that person to the side and say, look, I know what you did, and you need to repent of it, and you need to fix it. If it was something that can't be fixed, you need to repent of it so it doesn't happen again. They don't listen to you, get 2 or 3 others. Just bring some other people along. See if the 3 of you can convince that person what they did was wrong. If you can't do it that way, bring them before the church. If they won't listen to the church, you're supposed to treat them like you would a pagan or a tax collector. Leave the door open for them to return, but you won't have to get them out your life. You can't keep nobody around like that, because they're going to keep influencing other people. So why would you want to keep them around? They're going to keep influencing other people to do evil. So why would you want to keep people that's carrying evil traits? Why you want to keep them around you? How can you trust them? Why let one person bring everybody else down? Truly I tell you, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on the earth will be loosed in heaven. Again, truly I tell you that if the 2 of you on earth agree about anything, ask for it, for it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Jesus says that if 2 of you on earth agree about anything, they ask for it, it will be done for them by my Father in heaven. For where 2 or 3 gather in my name, there I am with them. He's not talking about money. He's not talking about cars. He's talking about behavior. That's why he said, if you see somebody doing something, see somebody sinning, pull them up on it. If they won't listen to you, go get 2 or 3 others. Because see, at this point, now Jesus is now looking. Said, take them before the church. They won't listen to the church. You got to cut them loose. You got to cut them loose. And guess what? When Jesus is judging, what Jesus going to do? He going to cut them loose and throw them in that lake of fire. This is what he's telling you. A lot of people think that means they don't get some money or something. That ain't what he's talking about. The parable of the unmerciful servant. Then Peter came to, well, it's always Peter. Then Peter came to Jesus and asked, Lord, how many times shall I forgive my brother or sister who sins against me? Up to 7 times? Jesus answered, I tell you, not 7 times, but 77 times. What? So somebody can keep screwing you over, and you're supposed to keep forgiving them. Jesus said 77 times. Y'all know that God's number 7. Therefore, the kingdom of heaven is like a king who wanted to settle accounts with his servants. As he began the settlement, a man who owed him 10,000 bags of gold was brought to him. Damn, 10,000 bags of gold. Since he was not able to pay, the master ordered that he and his wife and his children and all he had be sold to repay the debt. At this, the servant fell on his knees before him. Be patient with me, he begged, and I will pay back everything. The servant's master took pity on him, canceled the debt, and let him go. But when the servant went out, he found that one of his fellow servants who owed him 100 silver coins. He grabbed him and began to choke him. Pay back what you owe me, he demanded. His fellow servant fell to his knees and begged him, be patient with me and I will pay it back. But he refused. Instead, he went off and had the man thrown into the prison until he can pay the debt. When the other servants saw what happened, they were outraged and went and told their master everything that happened. You already know. I ain't even got to finish this part. You already know what's coming. The master forgave him for 10,000 bags of silver coin. But he choking and having this man locked up for just a mere 100 silver coins. Let's see the end of the story. Then the master called the servant in and said, you wicked servant, he said, I cancel all that debt of yours because you begged me to. Shouldn't you have had mercy on your fellow servant just as I had on you? In anger, his master handed him over to the jailers to be tortured until he should pay back all he owed. This is how my heavenly Father will treat each of you unless you forgive your brother or sister from the heart. So you had a man. You had a man that was forgiven 10,000 bags of gold. He should have been jailed and beat up. Instead, he was forgiven. But he couldn't forgive another man who owed him 100. What? But you got a lot of people that's like that. You got a lot of people. Somebody will show them mercy, but they don't have the ability to show that mercy to anybody else. You think the master don't want his 10,000 bags of gold? I'm sure that's probably worth $1 million worth today. How much is 100 silver coins worth today? I'm saying today, not back then. How much is it worth today? 100 silver coins, maybe $250, 300. But he couldn't forgive. I don't even know if it's worth that much. But he couldn't forgive. He couldn't forgive. He got forgiven that huge, insurmountable debt, but couldn't forgive. So he took forgiveness from somebody, but couldn't return the forgiveness. He's that evil. How does he think he not going in that lake of fire? When you go around that evil, how do you think you're not going into that lake of fire? I ask. Let's keep going here. All right, we're in Matthew 19. This is titled Divorce. When Jesus had finished saying these things, he left Galilee and went into the region of Judea on the other side of the Jordan. Large crowds followed him, and he healed them there. Some Pharisees, oh Lord, here they come. Some Pharisees came to test him. They asked, is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any and every reason? Why do Pharisees always coming to test Jesus? Why did the disciples ask Jesus who was the greatest in heaven? Who told them to ask such stupid things? Who do you think told them to say that? The same person that's telling you today he ain't switched his plan up. Keep whispering stupid things in your head. And you say it to other people. And they like it. And they know it's wrong, but they still like it. And it fits their agenda. So they roll with it. Right? Is it lawful for a man to divorce his wife for any and every reason? Jesus answered, haven't you read that at the beginning the Creator made them male and female and said, for this reason a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. This is what they answered. Why then, they asked, did Moses command that a man give his wife a certificate of divorce and send her away? Jesus replied, Moses permitted you to divorce your wives because your hearts were hard, but it was not this way from the beginning. I tell you that anyone who divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another woman commits adultery. The people of Jesus' time didn't have Jesus. But now that you know about Jesus, he's telling you. If anyone who divorces his wife except for sexual immorality, catch that, except for sexual immorality. When you lay up with a woman, that's your wife. And the only way that Jesus says you can divorce your wife. See, even if you don't want her anymore, you still got to take care of her. You don't want to take care of her, then don't get between her legs. But once you do, that's your wife. The first time. If she goes sleep with 10 other guys, that's still your wife. And the only way you can divorce her is if she goes and sleeps with somebody else. So if you marry one woman, we back in Jesus' time, and you see another maiden that you want, you marry them. Now, today, man's law say you can only have one wife. Man's law says that a man can only have one wife. God's law says you can have as many as you want, as long as you can take care of them. What's more important, man's law or God's law? What's more important? What God said, what Jesus said, or what the government say? What's more important? That's a decision you got to make for yourself. And here's the key. If you marry somebody, if you're a woman, and that's the first person you slept with, you're married to that person. Y'all came together and became one in God's eyes. And let no man separate. Man means man and woman. Don't let nobody get in between. If you do, you're breaking God's law. There's a lot of people that's married right now. They're not married to the first person they slept with. They commit adultery. They following man's law. How come the church ain't teaching this? Hey, Bobcat, why ain't the church teaching it? Why is the church not teaching that? Why are they ignoring it? Why would they marry somebody that's already been married before? The first person that you slept with, if you're a man, the first woman you ever slept with, that's your wife. If you were the first person. If you slept with a prostitute, even if you marry her under man's law, that's not your wife. The first man that she ever slept with. It ain't who the first man ever slept with. It's who the first woman ever slept with. So if you're a man and you got a wife that slept with men before you, that's not your wife according to God. According to man's law, the government, that's your wife. But according to God, you're fornicating. You're living in sin. Don't nobody want to talk about that. But it's there. And you're going to have to settle up. You're going to have to settle. It better be more good in that book than bad. It better been, I done this before I knew you. Now I know you and I'm walking with you. Will you let me in anyway? That's what it comes down to. The disciples said to them, if this is the situation between a husband and wife, is it better not to marry? Jesus replied, not everyone can accept this world, but only those to whom it has been given. For there are eunuchs who were born that way, and there are eunuchs who've been made eunuchs by others. And there are those who choose to live like eunuchs for the sake of the kingdom of heaven. The one who can accept this should accept this. So Jesus is saying, if you don't think that you can pick a virgin and stay with her the rest of your life, it's better if you don't sleep with nobody and keep to yourself and just do the work of the Lord. That's what he's saying. Where's that taught at? How do you tell horny young men this? Because see, It's easier to stay on track if you ain't got a husband or wife to deal with to pull you in another direction. It's easy. When you don't have children to take care of and you trying to keep up with the Joneses, you might do some things you ain't supposed to do. I'd be better off to do nothing and work for God instead of making a family. Go help a family. Turn to God. Everybody don't have to be married, but if you're gonna be married, your wife should be a virgin. If you can't do that, you shouldn't be with nobody. That's from Jesus' lips himself. You can get mad at me all you want, cuss me out, whatever. This is out of his mouth. The little children in Jesus. Then people brought little children to Jesus for him to place his hands on them and pray for them. But the disciples rebuked them. Jesus said, "Let the little children come to me and do not hinder them, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to such as these." When he had placed his hands over them, he went on from there. The people brought little children to Jesus for him to place their hands on them and to pray for them. But his 12 disciples rebuked the people. He told them, leave the man alone. You children with men. His disciples didn't humble themselves after just hearing that anyone who directs children away from Jesus and God is sinning. His own disciples are sinning at this moment. That's why Jesus rebuked them and said, "Let the children come to me." Yeah, I might not want to be bothered if I was human, but if they're willing to come, let them come, and I'll humble myself. Do y'all understand? The disciples didn't think that Jesus wanted to be bothered with little children, even though he just told them in the last chapter about how special they are. He had to rebuke them again. They had forgot that quick. When Jesus placed his hands on them, he went on them for there. The rich in the kingdom of God. Just then the man came up to Jesus and said, "Teacher, what good thing must I do to get eternal life?" Jesus said, "Why do you ask me what is good? There's only one who is good. If you want to enter life, keep the commandments." "Which one?" he inquired. Jesus replied, "You should not murder, you should not commit adultery, you should not steal, you should not give false testimony. Honor your father and mother, and love your neighbor as yourself. All these I have kept," the young man said. "What do I still lack?" Jesus answered, "If you want to be perfect, go sell your possessions and give it to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come follow me." When the man heard this, he went away sad because he had great wealth. Whoa. Jesus said, if you want to be perfect, go sell your possessions and give it to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. Then come follow me. The young man heard this. He went away sad because he had great wealth. This man will never enter the kingdom of heaven because he let a little voice in his head tell him, if you sell your possessions, then you won't be rich. There won't be nothing special about you. Your riches is what make you who you are. You can't give that up. And he agreed and turned and walked away. Here's the problem. If you got rich one time, and if you sell everything you have, you was able to get it without Jesus. What's going to happen when you have Jesus? You was able to get it without Jesus. What's going to happen when you humble yourself and follow Jesus? Then Jesus said to his disciples after the man went away sad, truly I tell you, it is hard for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of heaven. Again, I tell you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter into the kingdom of heaven. What did Jesus say? It's easier for the camel to go through the eye of a needle than for someone who is rich to enter the kingdom of God. He didn't say it was impossible, but it's nearly impossible. Why is it nearly impossible? If you love your money and your treasures on earth more than you love Jesus and God, because remember, he turned Jesus down. He's not going to give up his wealth. Jesus is going to turn him down when he stands in front of him for judgment. Kitten kaboom. When the disciples heard this, they were greatly astonished and asked, who then can be saved? Jesus looked at them and said, with this man, it is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Peter answered him, we've left everything to follow you. What will there be for us? Jesus said to them, truly I tell you, at the renewal of all things, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious, when the Son of Man sits, Jesus said to them, truly I tell you, at the renewal of all things, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious throne, you who have followed me would also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or fields for my sake will receive 100 times as much and will inherit eternal life. But many who are first will be last, and many who are last will be first. A lot of preachers take this and try to spin it for you, but don't spin it. Listen to what Jesus said. Peter asked him, we have left everything to follow you. What then will there be for us? Jesus said to them, truly I tell you, at the renewal of all things, when the Son of Man sits on his glorious throne, you who have followed me will also sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And everyone who has left houses or brothers or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or fields for my sake will receive 100 times as much and will inherit eternal life. But many who are first will be last, and many who will last will be first. Once again, this comes back to humbling. Those that are first to volunteer, those that are first to help, those that are first to give, they will be first. Those who are first down here, that means those people you see riding around in nice cars and got the nice houses, they're going to be last. They're going to be the last because they're going to be last. Why are they going to be last? But they ain't going nowhere. Unless they get Jesus in their life, they're not going nowhere. They're going right into the lake of fire. This is from his lips. It's from his lips. All right, y'all. It's 11:35. We ain't gonna stay too late, but we got the Bible study in. I'm excited about that. I was able to get the Bible study in. We got 18th and 19th in. Let's see what's going on in the world here. Not gonna keep y'all too late. Tomorrow we wait for the new TV. I'm excited. There ain't no wrestling tonight. It come on Saturday. That sucks. But that's all right. All right, 20 minutes ago. So that makes it breaking news, even if it ain't. I don't think it's worthy, but
right now, this video just in. Members of Chicago's police union gathering at this hour discussing their next move in the vaccine mandate showdown between the union and City Hall. CBS 2's Charlie DeMar reports neither side is backing down tonight.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 3 of the Hunger Games.
That's the message from the vice president of the Chicago Fraternal Order of Police. The union's president, John Catanzara, was ordered by a judge last week to stop encouraging rank and file members from reporting their vaccine status to the city. Today, the city asked a judge to extend that order to other FOP officials.
What issue is next? For all you young coppers out there, you got a long ways to go. You know, and don't think it can't get worse. Good afternoon.
Tuesday, Police Superintendent David Brown said 21 officers have entered a no-pay status for refusing to report their status to the city. At a graduation ceremony for incoming officers Wednesday, Brown said compliance is increasing and the city isn't backing down from its mandate.
We've improved the numbers. Early this morning it was at 68%. The city of Chicago is proceeding with the vaccine mandate.
If Chicago were to need help in case of a major emergency, not regular patrols, suburban police departments were asked by a statewide law enforcement coalition if they would help. The sheriffs in Kane, DuPage, and Kendall counties won't send officers to Chicago if called upon.
And that was Charlie DeMar reporting.
Let's get to it.
Now let's bring in our team, Kristen Thorne again, and former NYPD Chief of Detectives, Bob Boyce. And Bob, I want to start with you. You heard Kristen's story. You followed the developments today. There is lots of speculation. And Kristen raised some of it. I'll raise another. You know, how did they know? How did they know last night? Did someone call them? Did Brian Laundrie may have called his parents to say something? Who knows? We don't know. You're a detective. You spent your career being a cop, and you were chief of detectives. Where do you go here? Where does your sense tell you?
Good evening, Bill. There's just too many strange turns that Chris and Roberta Laundrie have been involved in to not believe that something is amiss here. You know, and then you see this the day the park closed, the reopens, they go into this specific area here, and a very large 2,400 acres, from what I understand, the park. It abuts the Carlton Reserve, and they go to this exact spot and they find the backpack, and they identify the backpack, from what I can understand, and the notebook in this particular area. So it's quite strange. And
24,000 acres, I think, actually. 24,000.
Yeah. We went to see Morse.
Yeah.
So they find this one location, this remote location where it's a path where people go by. We see the gentleman walking by in an earlier handheld video, and they're being told by the FBI agent that, well, all of a sudden we found something. We found remains. And you can see that there's some they're a little taken back by it, I can see. So there's a lot of things here. This doesn't add up to coincidence. So you wonder exactly how they got there, what they knew all along. If this does look like the final chapter in this thing, one of the final chapters in this case, I can tell you that just that they find remains nearby and they find property nearby. Chances are the two belong to each other. So that's what I'm thinking right now. The FBI agent is exactly right. He's going to be there for 7 days. I've been in outdoor crime scenes. You have to cut down a lot of brush. You really have to give a very thorough search. It's not an easy thing. The dogs might bring you to the campsites where he was, but perhaps when he was camping out there. The medical examiner responded. He did an initial.
I don't see anything.
And I believe the body will be removed for an autopsy inside the lab, and we'll know more.
Right, because they'll do DNA tests on the human remains. I think the thing that Kristen came up with and what she focused on in her story today, and Kristen, correct me if I'm wrong, but let me ask Bob the first question, and then you can weigh in on this, is that last night, well, something happened because that place, that preserve, opened up for the public again yesterday. Somebody may have seen something because they called the police. They called the FBI and said, we're going there tomorrow. So how did they know to go there tomorrow? Did someone call them? Did they get a call from somebody or find a note from their son? We don't know. But what does your gut tell you? Because they called the FBI last night and said, we're going to go there tomorrow. Meet us there.
It sounds like they got a tip from somebody, to be honest with you. I'm looking at it just from 3,000 feet now. Oh, they could do some telephone work on that and see where that came from. If it did come through the telephone or was delivered by a person, or through a computer, it's unclear. But for them to go to the exact location, it's very, very strange in that big park. So they'll go forward with that. Did they know more? Were they holding back? And that'll be determined in the next couple of days, I think. The DNA is the important thing. Let's get this to find out exactly who this is if we can. Dental records, DNA, fingerprints, if they're still can be brought up after 5 weeks in the wild. And also tattooing, if you can still see that. Looks like Brian has some tattoos. And clothing. Will they be able to, the clothing found on the remains? Are there additional remains that the cadaver dogs can find if they search for decomposition? Obviously, is there a nearby campsite that they can identify? And could the coroner tell us about the same time of death, or close to it, like he did with Gabby, like they did with Gabby in Wyoming?
There's one.
I don't know if there is a Brother Derek. There's a Brother Derek 51, a Brother Derek 52. I'm not sure it's a Brother Derek plane. That's two of the emails that I just sent you. I don't think it's just a Brother Derek. That might not be a bad idea though, to make a Brother Derek at gmail.com. Normally they all have numbers. We started with 45 and it's BD Family, BD Squad, Brodero, and it's two Brother Dereks, a 51 and a 52. But I always have a number. Okay. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. Let me pull up Gmail real quick. Okay. Uh-oh. No, we still here. Okay. Okay, we don't want that. We want Chrome. Oh, it's at the bottom. That's why I can't see it. Okay. Now go to apps. Go to Gmail. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Give me 1 second here, y'all. There it is. All right, I'm downloading it. All right, it's downloaded, so we can minimize that. Oh, wait a minute, we got to bring it back. Hold on. Show all. Show in folder. All right. Open. Okay. And then. All right. Channel Lee just made this for us, and we haven't listened to.
We all can. I don't know the right thing. I'm do it right. I'm from the heart. I like to feel me. Hallelujah. Amen. Are you born again? You never know what you want to say. I'm born again. I'm born again. Amen. Hey, I get born again. Are you ready for the Messiah to the symbol of the life? Of the Holy Spirit and know the desires of your flesh. You can hear it, you can feel it. Don't be going unless you can feel it. You can't do anything that God if you're born again, amen, amen. Are you born again? Get up to it, you can put it down. I'm born again. Amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Here we go. Are you born again? Or are you a slave? Well, you know, you spend more time on those. Why are you? I can go some of us. They are not living out where we get there. They don't. That will not understand you believe him offering that. And now you get the results you need will go to what you want. Don't need to be like they strong, you're a liar. It's a happy boy, girl. If you get close to God, pray every day and that Jesus help you change your way. See, I believe, amen. That's how I know. On the right route, they allow me proud. I'm born again, I'm born again. Come on. Right from all about the devil comes up with their winners along the way. God knows you are loving to his own stuff. So we know Jesus, you know this listen. You are hoping to give a hand. Works to be born the image of the faithful soul, not because of the deed, but because those who believe was willing to be tested. You brought comfort even under the world. You want to be a sinner, or you want to be a winner? I'm asking the question. I get born again. I'm born again. I'm born again. You want to be a sinner or a winner? I'm asking the question. Are you born again? Say it loud, say it proud. I'm born again. I'm born again.
Can I give a shout out for God? Can I give a shout out for Jesus? You know we can't forget the Holy Spirit. Come on down. Come on down to God's throne. Or you can ride in hell with the devil. It's up to you. Are you born? You never know when Jesus will be sent on the right part of your say. Say it loud, say it proud. I'm born again. I'm born again. You want to be a sinner or you want to be a winner? You want to be a sinner or you want to be a winner?
Believe in Jesus. Learn how to live like him. You'll be all right. Rodeo. The one man show. I'm back on another track.
Alrighty. Thank you. Wait a minute. That'd have been great to start with. Y'all see my sheet hanging up back there? It's drying. Me and Chum put together ain't got a washing machine. And let me tell you, I love it. And like I say, I have a cat, and she likes to sit at the end of my bed. So I wash my sheets every other day. Sometimes, because she doesn't be on the bottom sheet, she be on the top sheet at the foot of the bed. Sometimes I'll wash that sheet every day because that's where the cat is, even though she's at the bottom of the bed still. Because if you turn it around the wrong way, then you can have that up at your face. So I pretty much wash that sheet almost every day. I might forget to do it one day, but I try to do it every day. Not some of the time, all the time. So somebody gonna make fun of me. Yeah, bro, Derek got his sheet hanging up. Yeah, it's drying, but it's clean. And when me and my cat lay down tonight, we'll be clean. We'll be on some clean sheets. The top sheet is hanging on the bathroom door. Doors make pretty good hangers, you know. We got a washing machine, we just don't have a dryer. That's about it. We got a washing machine. So if you're gonna make fun of me, go ahead and jump in the lake when you do it. I don't care. But you can't tell me I ain't doing it right. I'm having a hard time breathing right now because I just went in there and I bleached her room. I had to turn the air conditioner on. Didn't stop the show. We still got the Bible study in. But yeah, I try to keep this place clean as I can. Because see, all you gotta do is just slip up one time. When you do it once, you'll do it again. And the devil's patient. You see that on the floor right there? It ain't going nowhere. Before you know, there's 2 things on the floor. Before you know, there's 5 things on the floor. Before you know, there's 10 things on the floor. Then somebody unexpected gonna come by. They're gonna be like, man, you sure it's dirty. All right, she made us another one. Maybe we will get to hear that song. Hold on.
I said, can you feel that? Oh, yeah. Oh, Lord, I'm not worthy of you, God, because your grace is the last thing I'm thinking of. I don't need the silver wrap of your anger, but I keep stumbling into danger. Can you forgive me again? I'm on the flesh, but deep down I have a zest. I keep failing the devil. That's listening, I'm not ready. My heart is heavy. It's no illusion. My God, what's the solution? It's the effect of this world enough to make my faith unstrong and pass. I try to stay on the right path, but it never lasts. Into danger. I feel like a marked man. I know you understand. And this agony is part of your plan. Or am I just weak? How does a double sneak inside of the power?
Hey, did I get the same one? Hold on a second. Did I get the same one?
And not plain act. Oh Lord, I'm not worthy of your love because your grace is the last thing I think of.
No, this is a new one.
In the danger. I'm making my plea. Jesus, can you help me? I'm not thinking about the battle of my life. I need someone to focus on, a child's wife. I got too much time on my hands. It's all on me. I'm free to do what I want. Whatever I feel, I get lonely. The followers at the church don't help. I'm around 100 people, but I'm still by
Is that the
myself.
same one?
It's easy to lower myself. I've been in the company of someone you have in store for me. I wonder, are you ignoring me, or is it the other way around? I know I'm stubborn, but your word says that a believer will come within change. Well, I'm really good and able, waiting for you to table myself for nothing is in you I trust. So do what you must. I give you full control of my soul. I don't want to feel the rest of the anger, but I keep stumbling into danger. Feel bad. Hope this touches you in some way. I'm out. Praise God. Yeah, this is your dead road for me.
Wait a minute. I'm confused here. Open. Open. Okay. That's all one. Go back and hit open again. And they both look the same. Hold on a sec. Let me make sure I got the right email. No, one is called Bible Study and one is called Bible Study Intro. But let me go back. Okay. What about this one? Yeah, they both look the same. Okay, I got them both. Okay, can we back out? That's kind of cool how they just popped up. Download. All right. Let's go to show all. Show on folder. Open. So 1, 2, 3. No? Wait a minute, something ain't right. It should be 3.
Yeah, this is real dead.
Oh, wait a minute.
You know. Hey, with a remix, y'all ain't like the.
Why is that playing? What about this one? What's this? That's just a picture. Okay. Alrighty then. Downloads. Let me see. What can y'all see? Nothing. All right, is this the one right here? She said it moves. All right, move to the next one. Okay, and then move to the next one. No, that's already there. Okay, we'll go back then. Go back there. That's 1, 2. Oh Lord, what the heck is that? Yeah, all right. What the? I don't even. I'm sorry. What the heck we just look at? I'm sorry. What did we just look at? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. I see what she's saying. The light move. Let me see. No, it does in both of them. And you sure you didn't send the same one twice? Let me see the chat real quick. She said the cross. Oh, what's that? Downloads. Oh, okay, this is the one she's talking about. All right. Bring that in. Okay, you talking about this one. I don't know why I'm typing when I can just tell you. Yeah, I'm gonna combine them. I like them both. It's almost like you can imagine Jesus on the cross, and you can imagine God shining down on him. Yeah, I like that. It's beautiful. Thank you, Chun Li. Let's see here. All right, go back to the braid tab. Minimize. All right. Y'all see this on your screen? Do y'all see anything? All right, screen share again. And let's bring it back. All right, and there's a tab. Let's see what's going on in the world. Anything going on? Uh-oh.
Breaking now, shots fired on the Bishop Ford Freeway. Chopper 2 over the scene. It happened in the inbound lanes near 130th. Illinois State Police tell us Dalton police were pursuing a wanted vehicle when someone from that car fired shots. No officer was hit. Investigators shut down the freeway for a short time to investigate, and that caused a backup for miles.
That was it. That was quick. That was quick. Do. I don't know who that is.
Two Brooklyn lawyers pleaded guilty to charges in a Molotov cocktail attack during a Black Lives Matter protest last year. Prosecutors say Urush Rahman threw a gasoline-filled bottle into an empty police van and then took off in a minivan driven by Colin Mattis. The fiery attack happened during protests in May of 2020. The pair could face up to 10 years in prison when they're sentenced on February 8th.
She looked happy to be taking the picture. What's wrong with these people? She almost looked happy, like, hey, I'm going to be famous. Oh.
FBI today confirming human remains and personal items belonging to Brian Laundrie were found. He remains the only person of interest in the murder of Gabby Petito. Good evening,
I'm Jennifer Lee. Thank you for joining us. This is all happening at the Myakkahatchee Creek Environmental Park, and we have team coverage for you tonight. Justin Shecker is live outside the Laundrie home, so we'll begin with Nico Clemens at the park where the FBI gave that update today. Nico.
Hey, Keith, Jennifer, yeah, about an hour ago, we saw more ATVs and police officers go into the park here, but we learned quite a bit today. But there are still many, many questions. The biggest, whose remains are out there at the Carlton Reserve? After searching for Brian Laundrie for more than a month, FBI Tampa says investigators found human remains at the Carlton Reserve Wednesday. They also found Laundrie's backpack and notebook. Found these items in an area that was underwater until recently. Eagle 8 HD flew over the reserve and environmental park Wednesday. Northport police called the Sarasota County Medical Examiner's office to the park. Also at the park, a human remains detection canine from the Pasco County
Parkland shooter pled guilty today.
for your assistance in bringing this investigation to close.
However, the FBI is still not releasing much information.
I know you have a lot of questions, but we don't have all the answers yet. We are working diligently to get those answers for you.
To give you all an idea of where we are, we're about 10 minutes from Laundrie's home. I did reach out to the Laundrie family's attorney after the FBI named Laundrie a person of interest in Gabby Petito's death, asked him if he wanted to comment. He said no. Live in Northport, I'm Nico Clemens, 800 South.
All right, enough about the laundries. Somebody need to take out the laundry. Let me stop. Take out the laundry. Has Kevin done anything today? I thought he already did the squirrel. He did the squirrel again?
Oh, there's a squirrel also.
I thought he did this already. It was a squirrel, and he said something about a helicopter or something going over here.
See, look at the squirrel here.
There was a squirrel.
See a squirrel here? So you walk behind the trees, a squirrel.
Oh, it's a plane.
Yeah, see, everybody probably starts with. See all this.
I gotta say, I owe Kevin an apology. I thought that he lived in a home. And I thought that was his room in the home. But after him walking through the house, I realized that it's a house and that he has a family. You can see with the toys and you can see with the video games that's in the other rooms that it's a family. They all going to work and school and leaving him home. And as long as he don't burn the house down, I guess it's okay. But I wonder what they said when they found out that he tore the TV up. I wonder what they said. But anyway, shout out to Kevin. Let's check on him, see what he's doing. Another delivery worker?
John, thank you. New video this morning in a deadly stabbing on the Lower East Side. Police say a delivery worker was killed and his e-bike was stolen. CBS 2's Christina Fan is live at the scene. Christina?
Good morning, Cindy. Delivery workers in the city say they are in constant fear of being robbed. The e-bikes that they ride for their jobs can cost upwards of thousands of dollars and make them a prime target for thieves. Saturday morning, a 51-year-old man lost his life over his.
Police need help this morning identifying the suspect seen on screen dressed in a hoodie. They say the man stabbed a food delivery driver to death while robbing the victim of his e-bike. Officers found the 51-year-old victim with a slash wound to his face and a stab wound to the stomach around 1 a.m. Saturday near Sarah D. Roosevelt Park.
We don't want to fight with anybody. We just protect ourselves.
CBS 2's Maurice Dubois recently spoke with two delivery workers who say their jobs put them under the constant threat of robbery. They formed a group known as the Delivery Boys to patrol the Willis Avenue Bridge after their shifts, after dozens of workers were beaten and robbed of their bikes and livelihoods while on the job.
Every day I'm worrying something can happen to me on the street. We have a guy who got shot because they want to take his bike.
In a recent survey, 54% of delivery workers, many of them immigrants, reported being robbed. About 30% say they were assaulted during the robbery. Saturday's stabbing marks the 11th delivery worker killed on the job so far this year.
And again, police have not yet identified the suspect wanted for this most recent robbery. If you recognize him from the surveillance video, you are asked to give Crime Stoppers a call. We're live on the Lower East Side. Christina Fan, CBS 2 News.
Christina, thank you.
That's crazy. That's just crazy. It's crazy that when we in the pandemic and somebody's willing to bring you food, that you would sit there and attack somebody that's trying to make a living. It's bad enough you robbing a man. Why do you have to kill him? It's bad enough that you taking the man using that bike for his livelihood. Okay, you took the bike. He can get another one. But you kill him. He can't get nothing. What about his family that he's trying to support? People are so selfish now, it's ridiculous. And they don't care. They don't care. Because the fact of the matter is, those immigrants are doing jobs that most of us won't do. I've delivered food before. I've delivered people. I've delivered parcel packages. I've used my license most of my life to work. It wasn't until the last job I had, I didn't have to use my license. And I tried to go back to driving and my body wouldn't let me do it. But to see somebody trying to make an honest living and you sit there and rob them, that just don't make no sense. And I try not to think about it, but every time I go outside, that could be me. It's only one difference between me and those immigrant workers. I'm expecting it. It's not going to be a surprise to me. But if I get a chance to use the wasp spray, if I get a chance to use the monkey fist, if I get a chance to use the knife, I'm going to use it. But see, it depends on how you look at things. Because an e-bike is not worth me dying for, because I got another one sitting in the house. We got 2 e-bikes. Remember, the company sent me one. So we got 2. They ain't the 2 I want, but we got 2. If somebody pulls a gun on me and says, I'm taking your e-bike, I'll ask y'all to donate the money so I can get home, and we'll go home and get on the other one. But if somebody come at me with a knife, or just think I'm some fat punk, they in for a fight, and I hope they ready. Because the minute I walk out the door, I'm ready to fight. I'm trying to be a follower of Jesus, and I'm walking right out into the devil's world. But I don't think I'm going to have that problem, because Jesus is watching over me. But if the devil call me, because he calls us all, and says, I'm going to do it, I'm going to send somebody to go get him, I hope they give Bro Darrow the strength to crush whatever evil that is. The strength to crush it. And give me the sense to know when you don't have enough to crush the evil. Then you got to step to the side. Because if somebody's allowed to take my e-bike, I'll be blessed with another one. That's the only way they can take it. Either me being negligent and not locking it up, or me letting somebody get near enough to me to be able to put a gun to my either side. That's the only way they're going to get it. Chun-Li says, wasp spray works great. If they can't see you, you can't get away. You can get away. Yeah, if they already have a gun with their hand on the trigger, ain't much you can do. But other than that, the same way when you saw the guy was standing there and was pushing the guy. Now he had some wasp spray. He could have hit the wasp spray, kicked the guy in the groin, throw him to the ground, and told the other guys, come on, what you got? 99% will run. And see, the problem with that is that the next day when you come to work, you're going to have to bring a machete. You're going to have to bring something harder, because they're going to come back with something harder. Yeah, you had this yesterday. Well, today I got this. They're going to escalate. And they on that job, and they there every day. You know, I don't know if y'all noticed, but when I ride by, I see the young boys looking at me. But we never ride by the same time. We never ride by the same day. And sometimes we don't go the same way. So it's kind of hard the plan. That's why we take different ways. I do it on purpose. And y'all ask me, why do I ride so fast? I ride fast so that they don't have no chance to get out in front of me or do something crazy. They defensive measures. But it's dangerous. It's dangerous to live in 2021 today. But don't make it easy. You can do things and not make yourself a target. But when you sitting outside a restaurant waiting for a delivery, you're a target. Now, if you're delivering in a car, you can sit inside the shop and have the car locked up while you inside. But when you on the bike, the best way to get that bike is when you ain't got it locked up. And that's when you in trouble. You in trouble. Because they waiting on you. That's why I say it's better to be waiting on somebody else. It's better to be waiting and not get caught slipping. But it's going to happen one day. Somebody going to try me. And I don't pray to God to kill him. I pray to God to let me just stop him. Stop the threat. That's what I pray for. Stop the threat. Just by ride this morning, I'm setting the live up. Y'all see it's a beautiful day. Look how beautiful it is. So let's get moving. Because this camera stopped recording, so we're going to leave it alone. Start using the Samsung. Somebody steal it, they just steal it. Somebody help me get another one. Am I on the back yet? All right, y'all, this is Bessie. You always know Bessie because Bessie got the extra bar right there. See all that stuff sitting on it? Now, the Bluetooth speaker is sitting right there. The Bluetooth speaker is right there. That's the reason. It's right there. Now, on Marsha, it's not that close. But y'all can see the Bluetooth speaker there's the phone right there for the phone live.
You're going to the doctor, like the man said, and listen to you. Let's hit the road, Tony.
But let's hit the road. This is what they call a park in Baltimore City. This is a park. Believe it or not, y'all, this is a park. Look right here. This is what they call a park. This is a park. So when you say, how come I don't go ride at the park? Or where am I going to ride at? Where am I going to ride at? That's what they call a park in Baltimore City. What speed we going at? We're going at 14.3 miles per hour. Y'all hear that's our turn signal. FedEx truck. That FedEx truck coming tomorrow to bring that TV. Yes, sir. Look how steep that hill is. Look at what we're doing. We're doing 13.5 miles an hour up that steep hill.
Hey, neighbor. We're going to be early today. I wrote down 2 o'clock. It's really 2:45. Hey, Bobcat. Thanks for coming.
Now, this is what you call a we moment. So let's get it. This is what you call the we moment.
This is what you call the we moment.
Yeah, I just said it.
We're going about 43 right now. Let me slow it down. We got to stop sign.
See that store right there? It's always a bunch of drug boys in front of the daggone store. And look, this dude was riding a bike, but it's not electric. Don't you think he was thinking, hey, I want that guy back? Time for the wee moment. What we doing? I can't tell. I can't tell what we doing. Look how fast we going. Wee! This is the mark we'll be going to tomorrow. This is the ghetto market. We didn't go to that one today.
No, I'm not back there. We gotta go over them hills. Tomorrow I'm gonna take everything off of here and we'll be there early. Early.
Green light. Look at that beautiful sky. It's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I got this jacket on. I'm sorry I wore it. It's the second day in a row I put a jacket on. I'm sorry I wore it. I really am. Woo!
We get the green light today. There's the hospital.
How you doing?
Let a car hanging out there. That's why I said, how you doing? Make sure she saw me.
Right up there, how you doing? No, hit me. We got scared of this hill right here, and then we got scared of the big one. So we only got to go 3/4 of the way up it. That's the good part. So what's going on, everybody? It's a beautiful day.
There's a hospital.
It's a good day to be in the house anyway. Beautiful out here.
All right, let's go. When we first got Marsha, she couldn't get up that hill. And then she would get stuck right here. I made some improvements to it. And she can get up these 2 hills, but she can't get up the next one.
That's deeper than that. We doing 13.6 miles. That's deeper than that. 13.7. Look, y'all. I'm excited for that next one.
Can we skip the light? Let's go. Green light. We're in the bike lane, but we ain't gonna stay in it. We out there with the big boys. Even though we in the bike lane right now. We in the bike lane because they got one. We ain't gonna stay there though. We're gonna get out there with the big boys. Okay, and then have a good night.
Maybe you call coming, okay? How you doing, man?
Beautiful houses.
Y'all see me out here with the cars. We ain't playing around. Out here with the big boys. I got a line behind me. Got done. All we gotta do is make it to that turn ramp.
My turn signal on. I'm dreading having to take that turn signal off of Bessie and put it on Mars. So one day the bike's gonna have their own stuff. It's tiresome changing everything over. But I'll do it.
Alright, so they got a bike rack right there. See if they got any other ones.
And we came last week, we used that bike rack. But we going all the way to the other side of the building.
They got any other ones? That's the only bike rack they got? That bike rack is way on the other side of the street. I mean, the other side of the building.
Come on, get out the way, Grandma.
Let's see how you gonna do. They don't have a bike rack over here? I mean, that's your bike tied up right there. How y'all doing? Pretty good. Now, that's not a bike rack. That's a scooter sitting there. I thought it was a bike sitting there. They ain't got no bike rack on this side. I think it's tied down. It's tied down. Take a good look. Ain't no bike rack down there? No bike rack down there. What about over there? They ain't got no bike rack out here. All that money. What? Tied right here?
It's too high.
No, that's too high. It's tied right there. If they don't mind, that'd be the problem with their mind. Come on.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right.
Yeah, we can tie it up right here. That way it's out the way.
That's where I tied it to. And this camera timed out while I was inside.
You go to sleep, baby. Why not catch you scratching my bed? I'm gonna kick you. You mean that?
They got a UPS store right there. I gotta remember that. They might come in here. And the noodle bar. The noodle bar. Got the noodle bar. You want some noodle? You want shrimp with noodle? Ain't nobody gonna bother that back in there. It's a pretty good neighborhood. Hey, Julianne and Amy. Anybody else coming by? He riding by. wind that back, you know. Oops. And that's it. The camera stopped recording. You heard it. The camera stopped recording. Why? I don't know. But that's why we're going to use the Samsung tomorrow. But it stopped recording. So alrighty, y'all. We got the Bible study in. We saw the news. And unfortunately, and it's not unfortunately because I got one more night. We got one more night to squint and look at this little computer monitor. Tomorrow, we'll bring this back out to the studio where it belongs. I got a busy day tomorrow. I got to go take everything back out. And it's going to be so nice to be able to watch TV without having to use the computer. I can just hit a remote and I can watch YouTube on the remote. That's a blessing. Be able to remote control the TV. Going to be a blessing. So y'all have a great night. I know I came on late, but I gave y'all footage. We didn't even see the footage from the day. How did the footage from the day look? Start screen sharing. Okay. How did the footage from the day look? Just out of curiosity. Go to my channel.
Dead. Oh, well, if we live, let's get it.
We in front of the house. Seems to be a dead spot.
Hey, Bobcat, thanks for coming.
That's it.
We got a green light. That's up to y'all. We got a green light. Up in here in front of my mouth. Let's get it going. Excellent. This is what you call a speed movie.
It looks terrible.
We're going to go to 23 right now. Let me slow it down. Right left side.
Why it looks so bad? The phone not getting enough data.
We gotta go.
This looks terrible. This looks terrible.
We doing 13.6 now.
That looks terrible.
I got a line behind you. God damn.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Time to celebrate. We don't have glaucoma.
Oops. That's amazing.
They go all in. Why ain't going all in? What are you doing, sir?
How does it look good 1 minute and look like crap the next? I don't understand. It look good 1 minute and look like crap the next. And that looks good.
If he went on in Mother Nature, it took care of, you know.
That looks good. How does it do that? Yeah. It look good 1 minute and look bad the next. That looks good. If y'all was watching the show, that looks good.
I'm trying to find a haterade. Where's the haterade?
That looks good.
There it is.
So what happened?
He said, don't hate on the haterade. And then
how I look on the way home?
Haterade. Yeah. But now we're going up here. Hold my foot on fire.
The camera's down. Where are we at? Yeah, he gotta let you bite, but he might be lighter than I am, but he ain't no match. Great collection. So, do we fix it? Yeah, I fixed it.
Y'all ready for the remote? I said, is y'all ready for the remote? I don't go straight. Don't go straight. Nah. I don't know where you got to go. We can get our remote. Let's go. Time for the remote. Let's get it. Let's time. Let's time. Let's get it. Let's time. Come on, make the other way. That's what we call the remote. Just make you say woo. That's what you call the remote.
Okay. I'm still alive. Oh yeah, I thought I started. All righty. Good night, everybody. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Tomorrow, the new TV will be here. If it comes early, we're gonna run to the market after I set it up. So y'all have a great night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and fry me some chicken, and I'm going to find something to watch before I listen to the scam baiting. So y'all have a great night. It's almost 1 a.m. Peace, everybody. We out. Thanks.